What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back with another live from the underground, man. And today is D-Day. It's the day that we're gonna see if Kanye is full of crap or not. And to be honest with you, I think it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe something is dropping today. It may not be Donda 2, the full album. May just be a single, may just be a bunch of stuff that he's just dropping all together. May not be the official full album, but something is dropping today. Why am I saying this? And yes, I know we've been made a fool before by Kanye. This individual, the amount of money and things that we're seeing coming through for today as quote unquote promotion for this project, it's chump change for him. This is a person who has gone homeless, but yet he has, anywhere he goes on this planet Earth, there's a place that somebody is going to let him have for free. Doesn't matter how expensive it is. Presidential suites, all of this stuff. He can do that. So whatever money, whatever we see that he's doing promotion, take it with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, he can do whatever he wants to do. And you just going to have the clown outfit on by believing him. So am I lacing up my clown boots? I think I am. I do believe something is dropping today. Why am I believing this? Okay, one, there's no competition that he's having this go round with Drake. Like, that was one of the main reasons why he kept on delaying the last project, you feel me? Donda 1 was constantly delayed because he was trying to provoke Drake into dropping first so that he can edit his stuff and try to make it feel like he got better when there was no editing that was possible that would make that any better than what Drake released. And neither one of these projects were top 5. Neither one of those projects were top 10, I believe. Secondly, Kanye clearly has, gave up and he really does not care about crafting quality music like that no more. Like, the amount of time that he's going to spend on putting out projects, it doesn't seem to weigh on him anymore like that. He's really just going to flood, which is sad. I mean, if there's any artist out here that needs the time in order for his stuff to get right, to get the right people to collaborate with him, it would be him. But given that he got Future as the executive producer, and Future will flood out music like it's no tomorrow. You feel me? Future does not care about his music. He just wants to, he hasn't released anything as of late, but in his heyday, his whole format was, I'm going to flood. And that seems to be the direction Ye has been taking. When you begin to see people like, he's sending messages to, Soulja Boy. He sends messages out to Soulja Boy like, I need you. I need that energy because you were the first one to break music in terms of the internet, which he did. Let's not take away that from Soulja Boy. But that was something that was going to happen anyway, in my opinion. I mean, he was just ahead of the curve. But yet, and he was really just the first one to do it. I believe music was going digital regardless because of how much Napster and things of that nature was taking effect of the music industry. It was going to happen, but yet we cannot take away the fact that, Soulja Boy was the first one to do it. I wish there was a better pioneer that could have did it, but Soulja Boy did it. So it is what it is. Give him his props where it's due. But with Kanye going back to Soulja Boy to get more votes, like, you didn't really, like, in his interview on Drink Champs, he said, you didn't hear the verse. The verse was trash. You think he's gonna do any better on short run notice like this again? Soulja Boy is limited. So therefore, Kanye just does not care about the quality of music if he's going to stick to that. But then this thing right here, as you looking at the artwork, it's the, there's an IMAX listening party going on in Miami, solely Miami, which I wish it would have been like broadcast. I mean, the IMAX should have like a network, right? This should be simultaneously broadcast across the country if you're in one IMAX. They should have that capability. Like 5G is a thing, bro. 5G is something that is really, man, they disconnecting people's phones and things of that nature in order to get 5G. So with that in mind, don't you think that there should be like some kind of networking between these movie theaters so they can simultaneously do an event like this? But maybe that's just for the future. And that's why I'm saying, in the context of Donda 2 and other things that we are seeing, this is the true evolution of music. This is the evolution of music to go around the record labels, to go around the streaming apps. You feel me? Like, to go back to the IMAX, like, Kanye West is charging for one night only here in the IMAX. He's charging $85 a ticket. How much do you think he's going to upcharge the actual food and condiments and things like that? Because if you remember, for the original Donda, when he did the show in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, oh, the food prices was ridiculous. For like, what was it? The chicken fingers? Chicken fingers, bro. Chicken fingers and fries. He was charging like $30. Something ridiculous. Maybe more than $30 as I'm thinking about it. And that wasn't even the most expensive thing on the menu. Like, he's hitting ridiculous. And if you go to the Fandango to look this up, it is kind of hilarious because it says Kanye West. Yes, Kayne, as Kanye would say on his on College Dropout. Like, that's why are people calling him Kane? People still calling him Kane to this day, as if he's not the biggest musician on the planet. But all of this information is confirmed on Fandango. So that's why I'm like, yo, something's dropping today. There's too much invested in this at this point in time for nothing to be happening at midnight tonight. But the problem is, for me, I probably won't be reviewing it because I didn't pay for the stem player. Like, that was a bit ridiculous. For those of you who don't know what the stem player is, it's pretty much an MP3 player where you can craft your own remixes to it. It's kind of sweet. Like, you can, once you get the stem player, whatever you download to it, you're pretty much getting the instrumental, you're getting the vocals, you're getting all of these things uploaded separately. And all you got to do while it's playing is move the lights up and down in there's 4 different directions of lights, and you move them up and down, and you can fade in, fade out certain elements from vocals to instrumentals to anything that's uploaded on it. You feel me? It's kind of slick to craft your own remixes. I'm not so sure if you can save it and upload it on your own. And it's becoming it could become its own network in that aspect for DJs in general, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what it does because it's such a simplistic little device that they're charging $200 for. $200. in the mix of inflation, in the mix of everybody out there complaining about versus battles trying to charge to do a versus, well, I'm not against that. I mean, if people gonna pay for this $200 stem player for the for this Kanye West album, the people can pay for the versus battle. But the problem is, these are two different genres of people that's buying this material. Understand your audience. Understand the capabilities of that audience. See, the audience that versus went out and clung to for the moment was people that were at home, really didn't have much to do. It was the pandemic, lockdown, people really had no entertainment, nothing going on. That's where they cut their teeth. That's where they became notable. And by doing it for free for that long, you kind of made it so that's the lineup. That's how you're going to have to sell your product. Kanye is not that. Kanye charges for his services all the time, regardless of the quality. Like, go back to Kanye West's clothing, where it was nothing but heat-pressed sweaters that, like the old Donda clothing, the old Kanye West clothing. He just heat-pressed walls on top of hoodies. That was it. The cheapest stuff possible, but he charged ridiculous for it. See, Kanye has the audience that can afford $200 stem players. Like it's nothing. Like, because here in America, either you rich or you poor at this point. There's hardly any in between. There is some in between out there, but the middle class, the in between, it's getting dried up real quick with a lot of these things that's going on in the game. Kanye's audience is the rich audience. They don't care about any music. Honestly, they don't know good music if it slapped them in the face. What they do know is we need to ride this wave, and the more we ride this wave, the more valuable these items that he's just throwing out there that clearly aren't of quality, but yet they can make them more valuable just by investing in them, just like all of these sneaker heads and stuff out here. All these people that's waiting in line and all that stuff to buy $300 to multiple thousands of dollars worth of sneakers, exclusive sneakers and stuff. Like, if these people weren't buying it, tennis shoes would be so cheap today. Because the places like Nike, they don't tell you where they're getting the actual, where they're getting the tennis shoes and stuff made. But when you watch the news, you see a lot of people suing, and you see, slave labor still happening in places like China. You realize it's not very expensive for these items. So if this audience of people that wants to pay ridiculous amounts of money for these items because they have ridiculous amounts of money stacked up through years and years and years. Like, where does this money come from? This is generational wealth that's been passed down. And now these people are blowing it on things like Kanye West stem plays. But regardless, a fool and their money will soon part. That's just the way these things operate. But so, the stem player that he charged $200 for made $2.2 million in one day. One day of him, the first day that he said that Donda 2 will only be released on the stem player, which is why I'm not going to be reviewing it tonight. Instead, I'm going to be probably reviewing Lil Durk if that does happen. Not 100% sure on that either. But $2.2 million in one day just off of stem players. You feel me? And I'm not sure if the music was already preloaded on it when they bought it, but just the actual hardware. made $2.2 million. Now consider the following. He would have needed 500 million streams in order to get that same amount of money that he got in one day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the evolution of the music industry. In terms of the independence, in terms of the people who got the money to be independent, to do their own thing, we're beginning to see people making end runs around that. Like, okay, Kanye West sold 2.2 million in one day. Are you telling me that these STEM players are only going to be used for this one album? I honestly think that he's building his own network of people for his own streaming service that he can update and deliver more onto these STEM players if he's smart, which he's a mad genius who has amazing moments, but then there are moments where you got to scratch your head like, bro, what are you doing? If this STEM player is updatable and he can charge for a subscription service that he can deliver his music directly, he then in lies has his own streaming service with 2.2 million people right now. He can deliver on everything that Tidal said that they were going to be, but he can do it himself now, directly to the people with his own hardware. Now, the questions on it is, how long will this STEM player actually last? Because when I look at it, okay, it's clearly battery operated. Where do you change the battery? Does it automatically download? Does it automatically connect to Wi-Fi? Like, all of these things I'm not sure about, and it's something that I probably will never be sure about until I see like some actual people use it and manipulate it and see exactly what they do. But from what I'm seeing, this STEM player just seems to be preloaded with whatever's on there, and you can edit and do what you want to do with it. But there's so much technology out here, Kanye would be shortchanging himself if that's all it was. Why can't this be something that connects directly to your phone where your own remixes can then get posted through social media? Why can't this STEM player connect directly and update with whatever music that you got because you have your subscription service directly tied with it? Why can't you offer other things to go along with the STEM player like NFTs? Like, if he didn't rush this and thought this thing out, this could have been revolutionizing for Kanye. But if it's not revolutionary for Kanye, it'll be revolutionary for somebody else. And then, like, why not use this STEM player to release your next artist that you have on your label, on your branding, and then just be a complete end run around record label? From that point on, you won't never have to have another dollar of promotion again from these labels. You don't ever have to do anything with the labels ever again unless they want to come and invest money on your terms. The greatness of what this could be is massive, but I don't think Kanye sees it. You want to know someone who does see the amazingness of what can be done? Snoop Dogg is recognizing the amazingness of the current day and age. Because, I mean, the Back on Death Row album, it came out. Now, I am not entirely sure what the numbers are going to be, but We haven't heard any waves or anything to come from it. My review for it, if you guys watch my shorts from time to time, I've been doing a lot more shorts as of lately because it's convenient for me to release these brief reviews and snippets of what I feel about these projects that I know people aren't really checking for like that. It's a lot easier for me to do it in shorts. But so Snoop Dogg really does not seem to be making a lot of moves in terms of the music, but yet with him connecting with the NFT decentralized record label named Gala, which is in fact a cryptocurrency, but yet crypto music is a thing. There's also another crypto music label that's surrounded by what's it called? Shiba Inu, in which I'm not giving you financial advice. They just dropped a video though, saying if you own 3 million Shiba Inus, this was like a direct Shiba Inu individual. They was doing the interviews with Elon Musk and people like that, but they saying like 3 million Shiba Inus could make you a millionaire in the future. Take that with a grain of salt. That's what they all say. No financial advice. I'm just telling you, I already had 3 million Shiba Inu well before they said this. But there's a record label that's directly tied to Shiba Inu that whenever they play music, they have burn parties where they pretty much all the proceeds from streaming this music, they burn off new Shiba Inu, making Shiba Inu more rare and more valuable. Now, given there's trillions of Shiba Inu out there, they're gonna have to do a lot more of these, but yet they're doing a lot. But this is just the beginning of the revolution of what music can be brought to in this digital space. But so Snoop Dogg's Back on Death Row was like the first NFT album that I've heard of. I don't know about you guys. But what is an NFT album? So each song off of the Back on Death Row, he crafted an NFT for those. Now, an NFT is a non-fungible token. It's a digital website, like when you type in http:// www. whatever. An NFT is pretty much its own online HTML. You feel me? It's its own shit of code. It's its own code that's directly tied to the internet, that's directly online, so that you know whatever it is, you got it. It's yours. It's decentralized online that you can always go and check, and it can be tied to images, but these images, they change. The images, you can own them, but the images may change. That's not necessarily what it is, but the actual website is what's showing ownership. By you owning that, you can sell that. And it can, right now, before the bubble burst, because people are paying way too much money for this stuff and there's not enough money. Like, just because Snoop Dogg owns one and then sells it to you doesn't mean the value of it should go up. Just like when you look at a car, a used car, the value of it goes down as soon as it gets off the lot. Like, the value is supposed to go down. So therefore, the NFT market, especially in terms of artwork and all that stuff, that's going to crash. But yet, NFTs can be used in a lot of other means. Like, the future of NFTs are going to be when you buy a home, your deed of your home, they can give it to you in an NFT. Therefore, no one can ever steal the deed of your home. It's yours online for anyone to see. You can't steal it. You got the ownership of it. Your car deed, your house deed, everything that you would want to have, that your IDs, your say your what's it called? I forget. Like, say any ID or anything like that that you would want to have for everyone out there to see and all that stuff, you can have that directly, like your social security card. Instead of getting an actual social security card, where I know a lot of people lost theirs and all that stuff because they're not careful, you can get that directly as an NFT and never lose it because it's decentralized online for you to check out anytime as long as you don't forget the web address. That's all you got to do, and you can save the web address. But how is Snoop Dogg using this? He created 25,000 groups of NFTs in collaboration with Gala, the decentralized music label, like I was telling you, that's also a cryptocurrency. So these 25,000 NFTs is pretty much a group of NFTs. In each of those 25,000, there's 17 NFTs. Each of those 17 NFTs represent every song. And it's artwork, it's the video, I believe. I haven't seen it because I didn't buy it. But he's selling each of these 25,000 NFTs for $5,000 a piece. $5,000 a piece. And he sold 8,792 of them up to this point. Do the math. How much money is $5,000 times 8,792? That's $44 million, ladies and gentlemen, that Snoop Dogg made off of this album. Now, are we saying that it's all his money? No. Like, when you do a collaboration, of course, it's a split. He's collaborating with Gala. Now, Gala is amazing in their own right. I mean, but Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg, and he owns Death Row, and he can rock with this. Ain't the, like I told you, Shiba Inu got a music-based record label and all that stuff. There's competition out there. So for Snoop Dogg to choose Gala of all places, and Gala's a really good crypto too, for those of you who don't know. But for Snoop Dogg to choose Gala, that lets me know there's a good split for him. At least 50-50. So I'm assuming he's probably walking away with $22 million off the rip of just doing NFTs, not including whatever money he's getting from the streaming services, which that ain't gonna be a lot. But this is next level, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, one thing to backtrack, what else goes along with the NFTs? Like, you're getting all the artwork for all 17, and you're getting the website where you have ownership of this NFT. But you're also maybe getting a chain, a Death Row chain, which is fire. Like, if I had the $5,000 to blow on an NFT just to get the Death Row chain, I might just do that. I would possibly do that. But you're also getting a possible invitation to his personal home for possible barbecues. Now, my thing is that I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Snoop don't. I mean, he could. For like investment and all that stuff. It would be a smart thing, but I wouldn't bring people to my personal home. Like, Snoop could rent out a mansion out there in LA to do that. But that could possibly be a thing. And also, you could get invitations to private events. And what he could definitely do is these private events could be social media private events too. Like, you can create private events on IG and invite people in there, which I think that would be dope. Like I'm saying, this is the next level, that next evolution of music, because these individuals that have pushed themselves into a position to do their own thing, who can go around the record labels and go around the streaming sites that everybody is trying to rob you as artists. Like, look at what Spotify paid Joe Rogan, and he's obviously, he's not for our people. He's clearly not for our people. But they're paying him that ridiculous amount, but yet nobody else in the game is really getting anywhere near that kind of money. So people are using the digital age, using everything that you see as end runs around it. And this is amazing for anybody coming up in the future. I honestly cannot wait. As we got some comments. Let's look at these. Says Cardi better be on it. Cardi better not be on this. Well, it doesn't matter to me, to be real with you, because I'm not foreseeing this Donda 2 to be any good. So therefore, it would make sense for Playboi Carti to be on there. And I'm not trying to crap on what may be your favorite artist. I'm not trying to crap on them. But it's clear as day that Playboi Carti needs to work on his core fundamentals. He needs to work on his actual skill set before he can actually be good. But let's not deny that he has the audience. He has people like you. He has, like, when so many people started booing all the startup acts to get to Playboi Carti on his performances, which shows you how messed up y'all are. Like, Playboi Carti does not have 24 hours worth of music. So therefore, he needs opening acts. He needs other people to perform leading up to him. But yet y'all want to boo the opening acts. It would not shock me if Carti is on it because he's super hyped, because you guys feel that kind of way for him. Like, you guys have the same kind of audience that Kanye West has. So with that being that, I think y'all really do work well together. I think y'all really do y'all really are like a good companion. Y'all do tie each other in rather well. And it would not shock me if Kanye did enlist Carti on there, but he might do you just like he did Soulja Boy. That is always on the table. Like, Kanye will gaslight you because he got gaslit in his life too. What does gaslighting mean? When somebody tell you, oh, you're so dope, your music is fire, I'ma put you on everything, and then they turn around behind your back and be like, nah, did you hear the music? I did. The verse was trash. I can't rock with it. That's what gaslighting is. And that's what happened to Kanye, as we saw in the Genius documentary. That's what happened to Kanye in the beginning of his career, probably still happening to Kanye now, and Kanye is doing that to everybody else. So it would not shock me if Soulja Boy, Playboi Carti, all these other people, like who did we see? We saw DJ Khaled. We saw all these other people that really aren't quality acts in my purview. When I see these names, I don't get up and be like, yo, I have to get that project. I got to get with these people. No, I don't feel that kind of way about any of these acts that he has shown that he is working with, like Whack 100. Like, really? Like, nah, I'm not impressed. So it would not shock me if Kanye gaslit these people for the hype and just don't put them on. But then why walk away from these features? Like, there's no point in it, especially if your album isn't going to be that good because you rushed through it anyway. So it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. I hope he's on there for you. But I could care less either which way, because I project whatever song that he got Playboi Carti on will be trash. I'm all but like 90% certain of it. He could shock me, but I'm 90% certain that a Playboi Carti Kanye West song will be just as good as a Little Pump and Kanye West song, which that was trash too. Tamarin Novak says, it's not dropping tonight, most likely tomorrow night. That's possible. Because at the end of the day, it's still 22. As 2/22/22 is for is pretty much all day. I mean, this artwork that you're seeing right now, that's for the IMAX. The IMAX is going to be an event in Miami that he'll probably be there. It could be midnight. I'm not going to say that Kanye is not the artistic individual that can honestly do midnight. for this release of his project. He could do that. But it's unlikely. It's unlikely. Well, it's Miami though. It's Miami though. Miami's like 24 hours every 7 days a week. Miami's like Vegas. Now, I'm not entirely sure how it's popping since the pandemic and all of this stuff, but Florida has been popping throughout the entirety of the pandemic when you look at the leadership in government. You dig? And side note, be prepared for him to run for president and win. But Florida has been popping all pandemic regardless. It would not shock me if it's midnight tonight. I don't know. I don't know for sure. They didn't leave like a time or anything on the Fandango. It could go either way, in my opinion. It could literally go either way. Given the location, given that Kanye is just crazy enough to do it. But common sense says Kanye will drop it like 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock tomorrow. Have the whole thing. Maybe even stream it for the world to see. Maybe not, because it's an exclusive for IMAX. That's what common sense is. But what part of common sense do you think Kanye has? What part of common sense has Kanye West shown us for the last hour, for Donda 2, for Donda 1? Where was his common sense during all the beefing that he's been doing with Pete Davidson, realizing that, oh, I could be messing up my long-term relationships with Kid Cudi and everybody out there by me going on these constant, like, just throwing shade on people, you know? Like, but there's a chance that Kanye just don't go with common sense and just drops whenever the hell he wants to, and it would not shock me. Would it shock you? I don't think it should shock anybody. You feel me? I really don't think it should shock anybody. Julian Rodriguez, what up, bro? You can add your own stems and so you got the stem player. All right. You can charge it. You can connect it. So it's Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth capability. It's Bluetooth capability. You charge it directly into the wall. You can add your own stems and tracks. So you can add your own music to it. Now my question for the stem player is, you can add stuff to the stem player. Can you add stuff from the stem player to the internet? Can you add your own remixes from your own tracks that you added to the stem player? Can you add that directly from the stem player to the internet, to your YouTube? Can you add it directly to your Twitter, your Facebook, your IGs? Or is it like just something that you have on hand, that you upload things to, and it's just a player? It's connected by the aux? Oh my God. Oh my God. Dog. You might as well have gotten a Sony Walkman, dog. In which I still got my Sony Walkman. I'm not denying. I got a Sony Walkman that still works. It still works well. Like, you connect the aux with the headset. So there's no Bluetooth capability. You cannot connect your headsets to the stem player. Like Bluetooth wise, you can't connect it to the. You cannot connect this joint to the Wi-Fi. Julian says, I personally don't know if you'd upload, but people have uploaded acapellas from the stem player. People have uploaded acapellas from the stem player to the internet. Okay. Is there like, do they have like their own universe, their own like website where you can upload like things that people are actively going to, where there's a network of people that are going to for it? Or are you uploading it to your own YouTube and things of that nature? Because I remember back in the day had like Acid Planet, if you guys remember Acid Planet. Acid Planet you would create music through Acid, the application, and then you would upload it. You could only, like, not only, but they had their own universe where you upload your music straight from the Acid application directly online, where everybody who's making music, they all do it, and everybody been following each other and seeing who got the music, and it was charts and all that stuff. Nobody really popped like that off of it, but it was like the foundation of what you see SoundCloud and things become. Julian Rodriguez says, there is a website, yes, but no, there's no network or hub. There's no network or hub to your own personal channel, website, etc. So it's limited, bro. That sucks. For $200 in this day and age, you can get players and things that do all of these things, that connect Bluetooth for your headsets, that connect directly to the Wi-Fi, will maybe not upload your own music to something, but yet that was the opportunity that Kanye West could have had here. Julian says any information about the stem player that he has is on hand from YouTube videos. And hey man, that's dope. I mean, see, that's how I learn everything, from like talking to people and watching YouTube videos. Like, bro, I just changed the battery in my car based on YouTube videos. Like, I'm a visual learner, and you seem to be too. Like, you can learn so much stuff just by searching. Like, hey, if you want to make some money, watch YouTube videos about the stock market. Like, anything that you want to know, there are descriptions. There's a lot of things out there on YouTube that you can go ahead and search. So I feel you on that. That is pretty important. But do you feel me though, Julian? Like, this is a missed opportunity for Kanye West because he rushed this and he didn't think this through. Like he does everything, but somebody is going to think it through, and somebody's going to take full advantage, because Kanye could have created if he just had this stem player be Wi-Fi compatible, networking compatible, and have some place where you can upload and compete with each other, he would in fact have created his own network that would go around the streaming as we see it, to the point that he could get ad revenue from the BMWs of the world, from all these other places directly paying him. But instead, he rushed through it. He didn't think it through. He didn't build a network. He really just put out a bunch of Sony Walkmans. And we're talking like the old Sony Walkmans that got the mini discs in there, like the ones that I got, which I honestly wish these Sony Walkman mini discs, I wish they were the ones that caught on more than others. But where we're at now with the streaming services and internal memory, and you know, the SanDisk memory cards and things of that nature, dude. I'm not mad about any of that. Like, will we have evolved technology-wise? I greatly appreciate it. But there was so much that could be done here. Kanye had a $2 million network, multiple 2 million person network that he could have designed and maintained and created something amazing with that, because it's Kanye. But what are you gonna do about it? Let's look at some more comments, in which you said some more comments earlier. You can connect it to the speakers, which you said that was through the aux. That's maybe the most, like, and I love the aux. Let's not. That's the one thing that I was really upset about. You feel me? When they started going away from the aux and phones and things of that nature no longer had the aux capability to it, bruh, that messed up so much of what I really wanted. You dig? But I've been able to find phones and stuff of that day. Like, I just got a new phone. I got a Moto G phone, one of the newer ones. And this joint got the aux in there, and it got the Bluetooth, it got all of that stuff in there. But I specifically was looking for one with the aux, one with the SD cards, one with all of this stuff. What up, Duffy Santana? Will it release tonight? Is his question. That's the question for everybody, fam. Now, when you look at everything, there's a chance that it is dropping tonight, and there's a chance that it's dropping later on tomorrow night. Like, because when you look at the artwork, he's got an IMAX where he's doing his own performances, where he's going to have an actual performance. He's charging $85 a ticket. And Julian saying that it's tomorrow night. And Julian is attending it, so listen to Julian. So it's happening tomorrow night. It probably probably not releasing tonight. Little Duck is supposed to be releasing tonight. But it wouldn't shock me. Like, Kanye is Kanye. So you cannot say indefinitely no, you cannot say indefinitely yes. There's a chance that everybody gets super hyped. Everybody paid $85 to go to the IMAX release album listening party and all that stuff. And then Kanye decides to cancel it. And then he doesn't give back anybody's money because he's Kanye. Would it shock anybody? Would that shock anybody at all? It would not shock me in the slightest. And I would be super upset. I would definitely be super upset. But Julian, I'm happy to hear that you going to this joint, man. I would definitely want to hear, like, I want to hear your stories of it, man. I want to hear everything about it after you do it. After you do go, man, because you gonna be eyes and ears from the streets, fam. Julian Rodriguez also says, realistically, demos will drop on the STEM player. He'll do the listening party tomorrow, fix some songs, do any other, something similar to the Donda 1 rollout. The theater tickets are super expensive, but the IMAX streaming tickets were only $30. Oh, so he's streaming it. They are streaming it via IMAX. Now that's interesting. I might even be able to catch it then. I might just catch that. It really depends on what's going on, but I very well may be able to catch that. Now, I mean, please So are you streaming it or are you going? Because if you're going, I'm hoping that you at least get an autograph, at least get some clothing just off the rip, like for being there. But given Kanye ain't gonna do nothing for free. You feel me? Kanye don't care. But I feel as though it would only be right if I were to throw on a show and charge ridiculous amounts of money for it, that I would give my audience like exclusive clothing. Julian says, yes, there is a real performance in Miami that people can attend, but it will be streaming in IMAX movie theaters. I will be attending the IMAX movie stream, but it is live. Okay. Now, I mean, for some reason, when I was looking it up, it was exclusive to Miami. I don't know why the streaming was exclusive to Miami. Let me see if there's one in Charlotte here. Hold up. Oh, so it's exclusively in 15 cities. Donda 2 release event will stream in 15 cities nationwide. In Charlotte? Oh, hold up. Kanye West has announced his release party event for the highly anticipated Donda 2 album will stream live exclusively in IMAX in 15 cities nationwide, taking place on Tuesday. Oh damn. Oh, that's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, Tuesday, February 22nd at 9 p.m. in Miami. The performance and listening party will be shown in Charlotte at the Regal Stonecrest in Piper Glen. Where is that? I ain't never heard of the Regal in Piper Glen now. They trying to make a brother go all the way out the way for this one. This is a one-of-a-kind Donda experience. Will be the first ever performance of Donda 2, the press event. Kanye is one of the most ambitious and groundbreaking artists of all time, and we are grateful for the opportunity to again share his genius with his loyal fans across the country, said Megan Colligan, president of IMAX Entertainment. I wish that this was for AMC, because I'm an AMC stockholder, but IMAX is cool. The concert follows December's Kanye West and Drake performance at the LA Coliseum, which was the first live concert broadcast across IMAX theaters in the US. And I didn't know that was live streamed. The Kanye and Drake concert was live streamed on IMAX. And that's the end of the article. Yo! Okay. A brother might have to pull up to the Kanye joint. If not just to, be upset about the music, because I know it's not going to be good. Duffy Santana says it's going to be a lot of people that are going to live stream the IMAX show. That's facts. That's fact. Well, I mean, always keep in mind, these people are going to be watching the copyright. Like these people all over IG, like all you got to do is put it into the there's an algorithm. You got to just put a certain content into the algorithm, and whenever the visuals line up to the algorithm will flag you. It'll give you copyright strikes. It'll pull you down for streaming and doing it all. Like, I mean, I'm sure they'll let the people that just using their phone to show it or whatever worldwide, they might let that rock. But for the most part, if Kanye wants to limit it to the amount of people that are watching this, then he the technology is good enough that they can pull down everything, and it would not shock me if they in fact did that. Julian says, depending on the location, it will be at AMC theaters. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Like IMAX do have, AMC does have IMAX in some of the theaters, but not all of them. You feel me? The closest, there is an IMAX in one AMC theater that's close by me, but it doesn't seem like that's the one that's getting the Donda 2, which is going to suck. Julian Rodriguez says, it's confirmed to be a listening party for Donda 2. Again, likely to just see what clicks and then makes changes. And then a performance of oh my God. A performance of Donda 1 with Drake, Travis Scott, and others will be showing up, which that's dope. That's dope. I mean, like, now he has enough content that he can hold on. He can do it for more than an hour. I think that's cool. Now, this lets us know that Donda 2 isn't done, which, thank God. You feel me? Like, I do not want another terrible Kanye. As much as I'm against, like, as much as people think that I'm against Kanye West, I want Kanye to be great. I want Kanye to release a classic album. I want this album to be phenomenal. That's what I want. But I know that's not likely if Kanye is dropping it this soon, because we only just heard about this joint not that long ago. We just started seeing him working on songs with people not that long ago. Him making a clown out of himself dancing with DJ Khaled. Him just announcing that Future was going to executively produce. Like, all of this was happening too fast, too soon for an individual that needs all the time that he can get to make the best music possible, to get the best features, to get the best musicians available. Julian Rodriguez says, if it comes out tomorrow, it will be a Life of Pablo situation where he'll update it regularly. And that was frustrating. For those of you who remember the Life of Pablo rollout, it was dope. I mean, I'm not, like, these rollouts that Kanye is doing where it's constantly evolving based on the feedback that he's getting from people, based on how people are feeling about it and how he's hearing it being played. Like how when he was doing the last rollout for Donda 1, he would be calling up his engineer like, yo, we need to fix this bass line. It's not hitting the way it needs to hit on this particular song. Like, while he's performing them joints. You feel me? Like, I think it's very smart. I think it's dope that he's taking the listening parties and putting them on the worldwide stage. That's pretty much all this is, because listening parties have always been a thing. Exclusive listening parties for artists. They would buy out clubs and hold their own listening parties to bring in fans to play everything and get feedback. And then in most cases, the album was already done. They was just doing the feedback. They wasn't going back on it because it would cost too much. But when you got a multi-millionaire pushing to be a billionaire in Kanye, he can afford to do it like this. Julian Rodriguez says, Kanye released a snippet like 2 days ago that he had demo vocals. This album is not done and will not release at its full form tomorrow. Yep. And none of this is shocking. None of this is shocking at all, which kills me. Why are you telling people then that you're only getting the album off the stem player to make people pay $200 for this, when it's clearly not a finished work. Like, clearly it's a money grab. But something is dropping. He's made a promise that something is dropping, and with there actually being a performance and people showing up to the performance, like big names and stuff, something is dropping. Not the album, not the finished album. We're going to get a sneak preview. That's all this is. We're just getting a sneak preview of what he's been working on. And if it's complete trash, like I think it's going to be, he'll go back and do some small edits, but it's not going to be enough to fix it. Like, when I'm saying it's complete trash, odds are it's going to need a massive overhaul. But I don't want it to be that. I want it to be great. I don't want to waste my time. I want the next college dropout. Julian Rodriguez says, he said that he wouldn't use his phone until it's released to focus on his album. And y'all saw how that went. Oh yeah. Oh, he's been using his phone, all right. He's really been going in. He's really been going in on any and everybody. Rants all the way through IG. That's like Donald Trump saying that he was not going to use his phone no more. Like, come on, fam. Why are you lying to us? But it's not deliberate lying. He's not lying to us per se. He hoped to achieve this, but we all know that it's impossible for him to achieve these things. Like, I'm happy that he's setting the bar high, I guess, hoping that he could do things in a particular manner. I'm happy that he's trying to do things like that, but the reality, ain't no way. Kanye needs social media now more than ever. You feel me? Kanye needs social media more than ever, just for his inflated ego. Just for himself. And for certain people, social media is the equivalency of drugs, and it can ruin individuals. We are seeing how it's potentially ruining one of the greatest artists of all time in Kanye West, because his arrogance and his ego is constantly getting him in trouble left and right regardless, but yet he's too big to fail. But yet social media has torn down how many Instagram models and individuals who think that, I can just be on social media thotting it up forever, and guys will always choose on me and all that, and people keep giving me thumbs up and likes, so therefore I can always get me a man. But yet they fall off the cliff and never get them a man, and then they end up moving into an apartment like Stacey Dash. Sad but true. Social media does this to the masses. It does this to everyone. If you don't know how to use it right, if you get too addicted to it, if you let it ruin you, it can ruin you. If you let everybody's opinions and things of that nature in your social media and all of that really get to you, and then you start running through rants and cussing out people and starting beefs left and right because people are egging you on, and it becomes its own form of promotion and things like that, it becomes a self-sabotaging thing. But if you use social media to promote yourself and you never go beyond that, you do it wisely, then you can use social media to your advantage. Kanye is a next level individual that can use and has used everything to his advantage to become as great as he is today. We know this, we've seen it, it is what it is. The problem is he rushes through these things so much that he takes golden opportunities golden opportunities and messes them up. Like I said throughout this entire video, man, Kanye with this stem player, if he did added simple technology to it, like Bluetooth capabilities, Wi-Fi capabilities, 5G capabilities, and build it into a network for his audience to share not only his music, but his record label's music, then he could have created an end round around the record labels, around the streaming services. He could have created his own service and started getting ad revenue directly and become so much more, so much greater, create an opportunity for independent artists to eat and for him to continue his brand and become continuously great forever. But he rushed through it, didn't think it all the way through, and now he's pretty much giving away new age Sony Walkmans for $200. Julian Rodriguez says, honestly, the best way this can go is he drops the album tomorrow, makes changes, then eventually just drops on all streaming services. But I think he might be serious this time on exclusivity. Okay. I don't think that's the best case scenario. But I feel you though. Nithwin says, does anyone have a link? It's not out yet, fam. It's potentially coming out tomorrow night because that is 2/22/22. The Donda listening party is going to be happening. It's going to be live on at IMAXs and stuff. Like when that pops, it's going to be like 8 o'clock or so like that. I don't know exactly. Holla at Julian Rodriguez. Follow Julian Rodriguez. He got a lot more of the information for you. But what I feel as though the best case scenario. Would be for him to not drop the album, but begin the streaming parties. Like we're seeing. Do the streaming parties and all that stuff. Now, you gotta have something for the STEM players because you announced it. You can have people do their own remixes and all that stuff, but yet these is all got to be the demos. They're not going to be the full songs. They're not going to be all of the songs. Like, you can continuously add to it as time goes on. Like, this is just going to be your listening party. This is going to be really just for the foundation. You feel me? This is the foundation for you to build up more and more and more. Like I said, take this to the best case scenario is him continuing with this path of taking the listening parties mainstream, taking the listening parties to a whole nother level. And once he takes the listening parties to the next level, you dig, update as you go, and then drop the full project on your own player, the STEM player. Not anything else. Like, focus on the exclusivity, but build your own network from it. Like, that's the best case scenario for Kanye, but best case scenario for all of us is once he gets it all the way done, yes, then you go ahead and drop it on all of the streaming services that you still have connections with. Julian Nithwin, no, it's not dropping at 12. It's not dropping today at 12. It's dropping tomorrow. allegedly, supposedly, allegedly, is dropping tomorrow. Like, allegedly around, like, all the listening parties. Like, there's a listening party that's happening here in Charlotte. And the listening party here in Charlotte for when it drops is going to be simultaneously with the other 15 cities, and it's supposed to be at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's allegedly when it's dropping. Julian Rodriguez says the Hoover concert had Amazon Prime advertised. If there hasn't been a stream for the listening party announced yet, it might not happen. It will be tomorrow at 9:00 p.m. Allegedly 9:00 p.m. Because you remember the Hoover party was late too now. The Hoover party was supposed to start at what? 9, 10, something like that? But yet, I was able to do a full album review, then come back and catch the beginning of that live stream. You feel me? Now, given that it's the IMAX, it should be on time, but Kanye don't follow no rules, man. Kanye don't care, Kanye don't follow no rules. Kanye will drop and do this party whenever Kanye feels like it's time to drop and do this party. That's just the realistic part of life. But for those of you who's new, all the new people watching the playbacks just now, like I just said, the alleged album release party is tomorrow, 9:00 in 15 cities, starting at Miami. Charlotte is one of the 15 cities. Let me see if I can find the actual 15 cities. Let me see. I am not seeing the 15 cities, fam. I am not seeing them. I'm seeing Lodemont Park or whatever, Miami, Florida, Charlotte. But that's it. That's all I'm seeing. Like, you gonna have to, wherever you are at right now, if you're watching this, you're going to have to do a search, because just because it's in your city doesn't mean it's going to be at the IMAX or the AMC that you think is going to be. You feel me? Like, the IMAX, not the IMAX that's close to me. If I'm gonna go, which I'm not even sure if I am going to go for this, because I got other videos and things I need to be doing. But if I'm going to go, which I could go, is going to be at a completely different joint. But then there are IMAX links for live streaming that you can do with the IMAX live streaming. From what Julian Rodriguez is saying, is about $30, which that's not bad. That's not bad. I might be able to catch that one more than the $85 ticket across town to go to the movies in the height of inflation and war happening in the world right now. But you have to find your specific theater if you want to go, because they're in 15 cities, and I think it's only like one in each of these cities. If not, it could be others, but I don't know where it's at. Nithwin, listen. Calm down and listen. 9:00 p.m. tomorrow is when the album, well, the live event is dropping. You're not going to be able to hear the music before the live album, supposedly. Kanye is a confusing person. Kanye can do whatever he wants to. You have to keep your eyes on the road on this one. Like, if you haven't followed Donda 1 and saw how he rolled that one out, there is no guarantees. You have to stay focused and keep your ears to the streets if you want to know, if you want to be the second that everything drops. Nobody know. Kanye West does not know when he's dropping this project. There's no way that we could know. And what's so sad is I'm probably right in that assertion. You feel me? No one knows when this is coming out. It's just like the squeeze for the AMC play. No one knows when the short squeeze is gonna happen, but we know it's coming. All the signs is pointing towards this is happening. But can Kanye take the rug out from under us and not release anything at all? Yes, he's done it before. He's done it tons of times. It's not going to shock anybody here if Kanye reneges on doing this and just walks away and then comes back weeks later and like, oh, the new release date is this, and then reneges on that date too, but yet he has different music from before. It's all based on how he feels. It's the whims of an individual who is not stable. So therefore, no one will ever know when it'll drop. We just will know that it's dropped. You feel me? These questions that you ask cannot be answered by anyone. Not even by Kanye West. Not even by his own record label. Not even by anybody. You feel me? But the good thing is, we're getting the hype. We are getting everybody re-interested in. We're getting everybody back onto the hype train. So therefore, we know something is happening. Whatever that something is, we'll be here to talk about it. But ain't no telling what that something is going to be. But I will tell you it's going to be entertaining, for better or worse. Because if it's for the worse, oh, I'm laughing. Oh, I'm clowning. Oh, Kanye's getting all the jokes. If not, oh yeah, I got jokes for Kanye. And that's a fact. That is a fact. The album will get leaked in seconds, most likely, yes. But I don't know. Because it won't be the real album. One, it'll be his stem player variation of the album. Something will leak, but yet it won't be the full album that people are going to want and continue to buy, and there's going to be adjustments and changes from time in and time out. So yes, something will leak, but what will that leak? And will that leak actually be on the album? It's all up for interpretation. And honestly, I think that's one of the best parts of what Kanye West be doing, man. He leaves everything open for interpretation. So therefore, it keeps the entertainment value locked in all the way through. People are going to be listening to it all the way. Julian Rodriguez says, not to make things more confusing, but a fashion show is rumored to happen tomorrow. Oh, Kanye's gonna throw it all together, bro. Kanye is putting it all on the line. He's running it up. He is running it 100% up. And I ain't mad at him for it. The more confusion, the more people are going to be tuning in. The more people are going to be interested, the more people are going to want it. Now, I have my gripes. I definitely have my gripes on how Kanye conducts business. On the fact that what he's doing here can be so much greater than what it is if he did just the small things and thought about it all the way through. But if he does a fashion show on top of it, bro, this is genius. He's tying together everything, all of his brands. He's using it all as mass promotion. Like, that's something that nobody does for record labels and album release parties and things of that nature. This man is doing something very thought-provoking, next generation, something that other people are going to take and master. It's just Kanye, he had the chance to master it. He just chose not to because he's in too much of a rush. But this is the artist. This is the artist formerly known as Ye. I expect these kinds of things from him. And I appreciate them after all this time, man. You got to come to appreciate the confusion and the necessary, like, this is why I'm glad I did this stream, you dig, because I got a whole lot of information from you, Julian, that's necessary, like I wouldn't have gotten from anybody else, but you being the eyes and ears to the streets right now, man. This whole stream was absolutely necessary. Julian says, listen, bros, as long as I get to see something in the theater, I'm good. I better not sit there for 2 hours and have nothing happen. But a set being built and then people are pulling up to Miami. Oh, I wonder what his, Kanye sets, man, are usually like dynamic and amazing. Like, that's another like key sign that, oh, something is finna happen. It better damn happen. Like Kanye, that Kanye set that he did with the Drake concert that had nothing but a bunch of smoke machines underneath the Coliseum that they put under dirt and they just lifted it up and such, man. Do you have any idea how much that costs? Maybe not as much as him making a set that lifted up above the entire audience in a concert and they had to get that joint so tight that it didn't fall down and kill everybody in attendance. Like, the cost of these things that he does for these set pieces are ridiculous. So therefore, that's another great sign that something's going on tomorrow. Oh, something's happening tomorrow. We don't know what it is, but something's going to happen, and I'm definitely trying to tune in. I'm going to find a way to tune in. If I got to pay the $30 for the IMAX streaming, or pay the $85 to go cross town to go watch the IMAX, something, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best to watch it, but I can't promise it 1,000. We'll see. We're going to keep our ears to the streets. We're going to see how this all plays out. We're doing this all by ear, just like how Kanye is just doing it all by just gut feeling, clearly, based on how everything is lining up. He's tying it all together, but he's not tying it together well. He's not delivering the information to the people like he needs to, but we going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to be entertained by it. But I definitely appreciate everybody who came through, man. All 228 playbacks, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Big ups, big thank you to Julian Rodriguez, man. Follow him for all your Kanye news because he's tuned into the streets, fam. Get in contact with him if you want to get your own information because he's there and he's going to be attending. Big ups, mad respect, all love to my mans. But for those of you new to the channel, man, I try to do a live stream whenever anything comes out to talk about, but I've been doing a lot of shorts as of lately. For those of you who got the YouTube shorts, who be on YouTube, on your phones and all that stuff, a lot of the music that I'm listening to, I don't make full videos, I don't make all that stuff for because people ain't really checking for them all like that, but I do give my own 2 cents on in these shorts. I just dropped a Snoop Dogg, Back on Death Row. I just dropped Big Crit. Oh, for those of you who didn't hear the Big Crit album, the Roses, Digital Roses Don't Die, best album of the year so far. Yes, better than The Weeknd, but The Weeknd album was fire too. But ultimately, go check out those, man. But I appreciate everybody coming through, checking out everything, man. We're gonna be back to talk more about this tomorrow, most likely. If not, talk about Lil Dog album tonight. Appreciate y'all, but I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all have a nice night.